From our studio and our office at the corner of 8th and Walton in Bentonville, Arkansas, welcome to Saturday Morning Meeting. Brought to you in part by Dun & Bradstreet Credibility Corp., the leading provider of credit and credibility solutions for businesses. Saturday Morning Meeting covers Walmart, Sam's Club, and the consumer product companies that are represented on the racks and shelves throughout the country and around the world. I'm Andy Shook, and thanks for joining us. Today we bring you the best of Saturday Morning Meeting. Past interviews and conversations that are the liveliest, the most insightful, and the most likely to help you become a smarter supplier and a better partner with Walmart. We hope you'll enjoy and profit from our selections for the best of Saturday Morning Meeting. This week on Swimming in a Sea of Data, Jeff Amrine and Ryan Frazier of Datarank discuss the effects of social listening and the future of data analytics.
Today I'm here with Ryan Frazier, co-founder and CEO of Datarank. Datarank is one of the emerging leaders within the social listening space. Ryan, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about Datarank and really kind of define what social listening is and how that might be relevant to CPG and retail decision makers.
Sure, and thanks for having me today.
Glad to have you.
So Datarank is a company really focused on data, insights, and a lot of that goes back to social listening today because it's a really exciting space in consumer and social insights. When we think about social listening, a lot of times people go to like Twitter and Facebook, sometimes Pinterest or YouTube. But for us, it really goes beyond just those large social networks and really some of the niche data sources as well. So things like forums within golf, where people are really talking heavily about the
very
golf
specific,
industry.
not the usual suspects. Very specific things where some of those insights might come from that are unexpected.
Yeah, where as someone may say, I'm going golfing today on Twitter, they may actually talk about the clubs and the shoes that they're using on the golf course today. And so whenever you drill to those kind of more niche data sources as well, you start to get a richer data set. And so a big focus of ours is making sure that we're getting, not just the major social networks, but really the full breadth of everywhere people are talking about.
How is that somewhat disruptive or different from the way those sorts of insights would have been gleaned in the past? What are you guys doing that's really changing the game?
Yeah. One of the biggest differences is just the speed with which you can get the data today. In the past, you might do a focus group or a survey, and it takes months to get any type of feedback from that. Sure. Whereas a great example of just kind of the speed is one of our customers had kind of an issue that arose where mainstream media was really talking negatively about one of their products. There was a concern it might actually get pulled off the shelf. The retail partners were concerned what that was going to do to the product launch, and within 24 hours, they could see what do actual real consumers think, what do the parents think, and what do our customers think. And in this particular case, it actually didn't align with mainstream media. They felt like it's not a big issue, the product wasn't going to have to be recalled. And so they were able to share that data back to their retail partners, calm those concerns.
It's actionable information, and it kind of quelled what otherwise they might have perceived as being a big problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's actionable today.
How do you see, what are some other use cases where you see retail and CPG decision makers and analysts using social listening to make a difference in their business?
So a lot of the area, especially with us being based out of Northwest Arkansas, a lot of the teams that we're working with are category management or shopper and customer insights or brand management. And so a lot of our case studies are within those areas. One of the great things about digital data and all this online data from a category perspective is you're not just looking at or doing a focus group on your own products. You get to see the full category of all of the brands and benchmark your brand against all of your competitors.
It's like real-time competitive landscape. That's really interesting. One of the things that I've wondered about a lot is you look at social listening, you look at point-of-sale data, and you look at some of the in-store data that's being gathered through iBeacons and whatnot. How do you see all those pieces coming together?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely the next step that we're kind of seeing progress right now in bringing social listening to the next level. And it really does require validation of all of those additional data sources. So validating things like changes in sentiment back to POS data lets us say, how quickly does a negative reaction to a new product or a new attribute really impact sales? Right. A lot of times you'll see a spike in negative sentiment, let's say, whenever there's a change in the product.
Right.
You may not see that take effect for 3, 6, or 9 months actually in POS sales because of the purchase cycle for some of these products being so long. So you have a loyal consumer who will buy it once and they'll have a slightly negative reaction because it's different, and then they may try it one more time before they ultimately say, we're going to switch.
I got it.
And so by tying that all back to POS data, you can really start to get a lot more predictive about how things like sentiment changes and other attributes that we're tracking.
Are there other
sales.
innovations that you're seeing that are coming down the pike that are going to be game changers in this whole space of data analytics and decision science? What are you seeing?
So a big one that we're focusing on, and we've seen other companies kind of delving into a bit more as well, is really the last frontier and really the last kind of advantage that focus groups and surveys had, which was more in-depth demographic information. So now we're finding
really accurate profiles.
Really accurate.
Who the customer is in a very tangible way. Privacy concerns around that? How do you manage that piece of it?
So the privacy side of it is only pulling that publicly available information. And so that's how we focus on that. It's really being very strict that if they've set their privacy settings to not allow you to view the conversation, then we absolutely adhere to that.
Ryan, those are fantastic insights. We're a little short on time today. I'd really be interested in having you come back at some point and talk about how you get the talent that's got the data analytical skills to be good team members for you. I mean, talent acquisition is a big deal now. Would you be willing to come back here sometime in the future?
Yeah, absolutely.
That sounds great. Thanks again for coming, and we really appreciate it. Saturday morning meeting will continue shortly, and look forward to next week's edition of Swimming in a Sea of Data.
K-Stack, the leader in collaborative retail consolidation programs. We offer the supply chain expertise needed to navigate the challenges of selling products with the world's largest retailers. And we provide customers with a customizable, scalable, environmentally sustainable supply chain with the same advanced technology typically used by larger rivals. By leveling the playing field, K-Stack lowers distribution costs and increases overall margins. K-Stack, retail logistics is what we do.
Joining me today for Retail Insights is Henry Ho of Field Agent. Welcome, Henry.
It's good to be here, Andy.
So we're going to talk a little bit about OSA and how crowdsourcing can be part of the solution. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, crowdsourcing, as you know, is using shoppers or customers along with their smart devices to send them into stores to collect information that our clients and retailers want to know. And so in using crowdsourcing, we can be eyes and ears to helping our clients see items that are out of stocks and create alerts.
And how's that being done now?
Currently, alerts are being generated primarily through algorithms. Algorithms are system-generated alerts that are based on product movement trends. So an item sells X number of units and all of a sudden it becomes 0. That's an item that's likely to be out of stock.
Alert comes up, it's telling that company that, hey, there's something wrong with that.
Right.
Most of that information is coming from Retail Link and data, right?
Absolutely.
So what you're saying is, let's send somebody actually into the store so we can get some eyes on it.
Yeah, at the appropriate time, sending real customers in to verify it will give you a validated alert that says this item really is out of stock based on the customer's perception of it being out.
So how does it work exactly?
Well, we send a customer in based on our client's identification of the items in the stores, and they go in and actually go and collect the information, identify the items that are out of stock, document that, and then we send an alert into the system, just like any other alert, and then it goes out to field representatives to go fix.
Wow. So a lot more accurate than just using the data.
Yes. The other way that crowdsourcing is being used with OSA is that it's to validate the algorithms alerts. The better the quality of the information, the better the alerts.
That's true.
And so we can not only generate alerts, but we can also help validate alerts.
And this really benefits not only the supplier in better sales for them, but it also benefits Walmart.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Henry, thank you so much for coming in today. If people want to know a little bit more about crowdsourcing and how they can work with their OSA, they can go to Field Agent and find that information out?
Yeah, just contact us, and we'd love to help.
Great. Thank you so much for coming in today, Henry.
Retail Solutions is the market leader helping advance reporting and analytics with Walmart suppliers around the globe. We manage the data for you, automate data integration, attribution, and reports, and then help you focus on activities that will drive the most value. To do this, RSI works with you to perform a business value assessment to identify the largest value opportunities in your business. If improving results in sales through better insights and execution and efficiencies are important to you, contact RSI today.
You know, the biggest challenge of working with Walmart is they really expect everyone on the team to know their language, know their terminology, and know exactly how they do business. So that's where 8th and Walton really comes into play. You know, it's the fastest way to get my team members up to speed.
Their business model is suppliers teaching suppliers. So when you come to 8th and Walton, you can count on having very experienced trainers who understand how suppliers work within Walmart, and they take advantage of that and incorporate that into their curriculum.
Today we're here with Rick Dinsmore, Vice President of Sales for Walmart Sam's division at Nice Pak. You're probably familiar with one of Nice Pak's most popular products, the wet nap. All right, well, welcome, Rick.
Thank you.
Wet nap has been around for years and years. Now, I remember as a kid going to KFC and getting packages of wet naps with my meal, and then I'd use mine, and then I'd use my mom's, and then I'd use my dad's. So tell us a little bit about wet naps and how they started.
Sure. Well, that's funny you mentioned that, because that's actually how wet naps started. As a company, our owner developed this wet wipe back in 1962, and he knew it had...
And that was in the days when a hamburger was what, like 15 cents?
About 15 cents.
15 cents, okay.
Exactly.
And you got the little wet nap along with hamburgers and chicken and...
Absolutely. So our owner actually knew that there was going to be applications to the food service industry, but he also thought there'd be applications elsewhere. So he took the product to a trade show that had food service industry people at it. And he actually met with the people from Kentucky Fried Chicken, as it was called back then.
Okay.
They loved the product so much, they actually brought the original Colonel Sanders in to meet with our owner. And Colonel Sanders said this is the perfect solution to just a regular paper napkin to cleaning up after having his chicken.
Yeah, because chicken, I mean, you're obviously, grease all over your hands and everything else, and the wet nap would just, I mean, it just took care of it.
It removed it right away.
Yeah.
And it left consumers feeling that after they had had a delicious meal, they went home and they were clean hands.
Well, I think first they had to lick their fingers, right? It was finger licking good, right? So they lick the fingers first and then use a wet nap. Is that how
Absolutely.
So it's wet nap, and prior to Walmart, where were you guys at?
So prior to Walmart, it was really in the food service industry only. When we launched with Kentucky Fried Chicken, it launched under the Wet Nap brand, and eventually Colonel Sanders wanted just the Kentucky Fried Chicken brand on the packette, so it went into that. Okay. And then it became popular. Other food service industries and restaurants asked us for the product too, and we really went national launch in the food service industry. So it's really not been in the retail market. It's only been in the food service industry now for about 50+ years.
But yet the handy wipes and wipes have been out there in the marketplace. But the actual brand, Wet Nap, this is new.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, so the innovation, prior to Walmart, you guys were selling it in the food service area.
Yes.
Take us behind the scenes, kind of how this happened with Walmart. How did this innovation start?
So we were in senior level meetings with Walmart, and because we make wet wipes.
Senior level meetings. I think every supplier loves that. Don't
Yeah,
they?
right.
They ever get to that point where they can have that senior level meeting with Walmart?
So we're in the meetings with Walmart, and we're discussing wet wipes in various categories, whether it be in baby wipes in the baby category, facial wipes in the facial category. We're having numerous conversations with them. And the conversation came up about the hand wipe category, that it was stale, it was stagnant, there'd really been no new innovation in the hand wipe category. And they wondered, what is it that we could maybe do together to breathe new life into that category where it desperately needed it? So we started that conversation, and then the brand Wet Nap came up, because Walmart had heard of it too, being in the food service industry, and they wanted to know, what could we do with that and bring it to retail?
Now, did you guys own that brand?
Yes, we did. We owned the brand and developed the brand.
And you'd never really brought it to retail before?
No, exactly.
So what's so innovative about Wet Nap? What's different about it, or what made it kind of stand out, other than the brand name, and it's kind of an iconic brand, but I mean, what kind of made it, hey, this is innovation and this is why the consumers need it?
Yeah, so when we started down that path with Walmart, we knew we had to do a lot of market research to find out what is it the consumer wanted, though. So we actually started very early in the process to say, what are the things that the consumer liked about the original Wet Nap, and what is it that we needed to change about it? So your question is actually very interesting, and I brought a couple of samples right here to show you just in particular the applicator, the actual towelette itself.
Okay.
So this is very similar to the product we originally had and that was in the market by some of the other brands out there today.
Okay.
And this is what we call a paper crepe applicator. And this is the wet nap product that we've just launched with Walmart. And what you can tell is a couple of different things. First off, this is, as I said, a paper crepe, which is primarily made out of wood pulp. And this is a
This
spun
is a lot
lace.
softer. It's got a lot different feel to it.
Yes. And you can also just tell from the, if you try to tear them, there's a big difference in the strength of the product. This is the current product that was out there. And again, this is our new wet nap product. Much, much stronger and softer also.
This would be great. I've got a granddaughter, Harper. She's about a year in, maybe a few months old. But this is nice and soft. She would love this.
Right.
Of course, I don't really get to use it that often because I don't change the diapers. But, you know, that's a whole nother story.
But cleaning hands is okay.
It is, yeah. No, it feels great.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that we knew we had to change. But one of the things we wanted to keep similar was there was an experience that consumers felt from using the wet nap in their early days about the fragrance of the product. And if you smell the fragrance of the product, it's very distinctive. And it actually brought back memories from the consumer of times they spent with their family at maybe meal occasions. And so it brought back and evoked some of those memories, and the consumers really resonated to that.
So the consumer research that you did, you went out and you did some focus study groups?
Yes.
And how did all of that data, everything that you kind of put together, right? It was the focus study groups and then what people's reaction to the brand was, to the smell. How did that help you in selling it into Walmart or for everyone feeling comfortable with bringing out a whole new iconic brand like this?
So over the course of about 8 months, our director of marketing, Lindsay Drain, conducted these research and met with these focus groups to understand what is it that we needed to do. Then we would go back into Walmart and share the results that we were learning. Walmart had some discussions with us, and we'd go back out and find some more information. So over the course of about 8 or 9 months, we compiled that and really distilled it down to exactly what did this brand need to do to breathe that new life and relaunch as a retail brand.
Wow. Hey, I know there's a lot more to your story, Rick, but let's take a quick break.
Every day, shoppers are bombarded with traditional brand messages outside the store in hopes that these marketing dollars will drive in-store sales. Closure Media drives retail sales by connecting brands with 95 million Walmart shoppers per year while they are in the store. Through innovative programs at Walmart's photo and money centers, Closure Media converts Walmart shoppers to purchasers of your brand. With reported redemption rates up to 7 times the national FSI average, Closure Media drives sales. For more info, visit us at closuremedia.com.
Bentonville Commerce, less than 1 mile from the Walmart home office. You'll love the convenience, amenities, and customized options Bentonville Commerce offers. For more information, call 479-659-1260 today.
K-Stack, the leader in collaborative retail consolidation programs. We offer the supply chain expertise needed to navigate the challenges of selling products with the world's largest retailers. And we provide customers with a customizable, scalable, environmentally sustainable supply chain with the same advanced technology typically used by larger rivals. By leveling the playing field, K-Stack lowers distribution costs and increases overall margins. K-Stack, retail logistics is what we do.
And we're back with Rick Dinsmore from Nick Pak. Rick, how do you breathe new life into a brand? How do you do that?
Yeah, you know, that's interesting, Andy, because through the research, there's a lot of things that came out about the product that consumers wanted to be different, but there's a lot of things they wanted the same. Again, they liked the fragrance of the product, but they needed something different from a packaging approach. We did have paquettes that we had originally had, and we wanted to relaunch those.
And that's what people are most familiar with?
That's
the
what individual
experiences that they had? Okay.
Exactly. But we know that they also wanted a canister. And those are a 40-count wipe inside a canister. And what's important about this is we developed the canisters so it actually fit in a cup holder in a car.
Right, because the other ones don't. They're too big.
They're too big.
Yeah.
But, you know, the convenience from mom on the go and to be able to have that in the cup holder was a big deal.
Exactly. And my granddaughter, Harper, she's got like her own little cup holders now. So you could actually put one of these right in. Yeah, this is great. Perfect.
Yeah. And this was an antibacterial product, by the way, which our original was not an antibacterial, killing 99.9% of germs. So we know that that was important with the consumer.
So it had just like alcohol in it or just something to just kind of take away the juice and
it
the
would just,
oils
yeah,
and that
it
kind
was
of
not
stuff.
alcohol-based, but it would just get rid of the greasiness from your hands. So we knew that that was going to be important to the consumers. But we also knew we needed to have something fun about the product in terms of the logo. So we changed the logo dramatically because consumers, they recognized it was fun.
Did they really know what the Wet Nap logo looked like, though? Did consumers recognize it?
When we showed it to them, they did.
Okay.
But what they said to us, it was a little stale in that look, too.
Okay.
So we created this new logo that you see that was more bright, it was more cheery, and it went along the lines of our tagline, which is live life, have fun, and get messy. It's okay to get messy because we're going to have you cleaned up.
That sounds great. So marketing plan that went along with this?
Yeah. So we developed the 360 marketing plan on this.
What does that mean? What's 360?
Well, it touched along a lot of areas. It was from FSIs to generate awareness to things from a very heavy social media. And what we did with the social media, because of this brand, was again about living life and having fun, and it dealt with your times with your food, is consumers really liked that and it resonated. They would actually send us pictures of their family having fun, whether it's eating barbecue ribs and then cleaning up with Wet Nap. So there was a tremendous social media response that came in with that, and then we went with that to educate consumers about the product.
So you put together the marketing plan and developed the packaging, put all that together, and went to Walmart with all of that? Did you guys kind of work together?
We did.
To develop this?
Yeah, absolutely. And Walmart wanted to drive awareness of the product. They wanted to drive household penetration, and then they wanted to drive people down the aisles too. So we wanted to bring from that food aspect over into other areas of the store.
And when the consumer hears about Wet Nap and all the advertising and the marketing, where are they looking for it in the store?
So it's in both the personal care department and in the napkin aisle today.
Okay, good.
And we're working through other areas right now.
And what kind of lead time did you get for all of this? I mean, how long from start to finish? How did this work out?
So we actually started the conversations with Walmart about 12 months in advance and started that consumer research. And by the time we launched, which we just launched in April of this year, it was well over a year that we had been having dialogue with Walmart about what is it we needed to do and how we needed to change things to develop this into the brand it is today.
And was Walmart the first retailer?
Yes, they are.
Receive this?
Yes, they are.
Oh, so this was the first in. Okay.
First and right now the only.
Oh, okay, wow. And how are things going since you launched? What's been happening?
So we had mutually agreed upon goals for both departments that we needed to hit in order to do the due diligence of this brand that we wanted. And so far, 90 days into launch, we're ahead of schedule, and we're actually exceeding the goals that we set for each other.
Really?
Yeah.
And so do you have end caps, displays, PDQ trays, sidekicks? What type of merchandising vehicles were you able to utilize?
And we've done a lot of those.
A lot of those.
In fact, the last 2 months, we've been in the Walmart summer barbecue section. So where they did various different types of products, and this was the product they used from a hand wipe.
Barbecue, because you get messy when you eat barbecue, and this will clean it up for you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What is the logo again?
Have fun, live life, get messy.
Get messy, there you go. So Rick, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, well, I guess when I meet and greet people, Andy, and I go to extend my hand out, I wonder, have they wiped their hand with a wet nap?
Well, have you wiped yours?
I wipe every day.
That's great. Well, Rick, thanks so much for sharing Wet Nap's really great story. Stay tuned now for more Saturday Morning Meeting.
Bentonville Plaza, across the street from the Walmart home office. The best office location offers proximity and services like no other business complex in the area. Call 479-659-1260 today.
Every day, shoppers are bombarded with traditional brand messages outside the store in hopes that these marketing dollars will drive in-store sales. Closure Media drives retail sales by connecting brands with 95 million Walmart shoppers per year while they are in the store. Through innovative programs at Walmart's photo and money centers, Closure Media converts Walmart shoppers to purchasers of your brand. With reported redemption rates up to 7 times the national FSI average, Closure Media drives sales. For more info, visit us at closuremedia.com.
Retail Solutions is the market leader helping advance reporting and analytics with Walmart suppliers around the globe. We manage the data for you, automate data integration, attribution, and reports, and then help you focus on activities that will drive the most value. To do this, RSI works with you to perform a business value assessment to identify the largest value opportunities in your business. If improving results in sales through better insights and execution and efficiencies are important to you, Contact RSI today.
I would recommend 8th & Walton to other suppliers because from my experience talking to other suppliers, they were even learning new ideas or just new and better business practices.
Most people have little time for training, and so 8th & Walton is a perfect opportunity to send your new employees to understand the retailing system. And again, because trainers were suppliers, they know the how and the why, so they become very valuable very quickly.
We hope you've enjoyed this broadcast, the best of Saturday Morning Meeting. Keep in mind that Saturday Morning Meeting is broadcast on KNWA NBC twice each week. Saturday nights at 6:30 p.m. after the news and before prime time, and Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. That 5 a.m. spot is a great time to record our show and the outstanding business show that follows it, On the Money. And you can find all of the shows at 8thandwalton.com and YouTube too. Plus, there's podcasts on iTunes. We're there as well. Remember that you can stay on top of all Walmart news by going to walmartnewsnow.com, the 8th & Walton retail news aggregate. That's where we do all the research for you. Our editors scour magazines and newspapers from around the world for stories of significance to suppliers, and they post those stories each day, always giving you links to the original writings. And if you want to learn still more, check out the blogs on 8th & Walton. These posts provide an education in themselves for everyone wanting to learn or excel in retail. As always, we appreciate your taking the time to join us. If you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. I'm Andy Shook, and from all of us at Saturday Morning Meeting, thanks for watching.
I walk in every day and I just take a deep breath and I'm like, I can't believe where it's gone, where it's come to. Blood, sweat, and tears, and then some, everything to build the company where it's at. I'm Billy Westbrook, and Scrub Blade is an idea I had. I wondered, why don't wiper blades scrub your windshield? If they're going back and forth, why don't they scrub the windshield while they're doing it? You know, I was making barely any money to survive. I was living on an air mattress at a friend's house, completely stripped down to nothing. It's just me. I was like, I'm going to give this 100% and see what happens with it. And that was in 2006. It's 2014 now, and I've never stopped. In the journey of Scrub Blade, we had a huge opportunity to do a big test with Walmart. And if I would have worked all those 8 years and neglected my business credit, I wouldn't have had the biggest opportunity of our journey. Dun & Bradstreet credibility is a huge partnership for Scrub Blade. They share the knowledge really well, go through your credit rating with you and explain what this means and what that means. We're starting a big test with AutoZone, and I mean, they're the largest automotive retailer in the world. It's going to take our company to the next level and beyond. What drives me, what keeps me going, is my family. Yeah. My job is to take care of my family, and it gives me a lot of pride to know that I can do that. And at the same instance, Dun & Bradstreet credibility is taking care of me, or my entity, Scrub Blade. I mean, it's still a small company, but big in my eyes. We want to have fun with it. We want to bring people in along for the journey. You know, life's a journey. Get a clearer view. That's what Scrub Blade's tagline is, and it means everything.